And hello all my foxy friends, thanks for joining me again. It is July 5th. I did not sleep well, I don't know about you. Last night I woke up to some fireworks, looked at my watch, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. So it is hot and I'm upstairs at my desk and I'm gonna make this a quick video because it's pretty warm up here in my office. So this is a mid-year tarot tag and we're looking at decks that we've used throughout the year. There are, I think, 11 prompts, and let's get into it. Oh, did I mention this is from a VR to Chanel Days? I'll link her video down below. So number one, my most used deck of the year, and I'd have to say it is the Wild Unknown by Kim Kranz. This is the mass market edition that came out in 2016. And this is just kind of one that I just do a lot of general readings with, the way it feels. The cardstock is like not super thick, but it's sturdy enough that it doesn't get misshapen. It's easy to riffle shuffle. Super easy. I love the backs. It's just unique out of my decks that I own because it doesn't have people in it. A lot of the a lot of the decks that I own have people. They're collage decks. Like this is none of those. I almost want to say it's like simplistic or minimalist, but then like actually it's not. It's so, there's so much depth in these in the imagery. And I like will never forget this reading I did. I was working at a place and there was an opportunity to leave and go somewhere else, and I wasn't sure if that was the right thing or not. So I did a tarot reading, and when I pulled out, where is it? I remember I got the Sun for one of my questions, and I knew instantly. I was like, yes, this is the right switch. The only con I feel this deck has is the guidebook. It doesn't fit into the box. There's nothing wrong with the guidebook, but I just love it when the book and the cards can go together. It has this really nice ribbon. So it's overall like just my go-to deck. Alright, so the number 2 question was a deck you acquired that just came out. I think it's something along those lines. And so I'm going to, for me, that would be the Zodiac Tarot. I think it came out in April of 2024. I bought it in May, so I've had it for a couple months now. And I have taken it with me to places. I believe it's going to be my new travel deck. I love to bring a deck with me when I go places for like more than a day. Just love having, the option. This is the tarot it's a tarot in the tin by US Games. Cecilia Latari is the author and Anna Chavez is the illustrator. I love it also because it's just my vibe. It's that aesthetic, like the dark background, cosmic energy. They call it the Zodiac Tarot because it has astrological elements. It shows the associations of the zodiac, planets, and on the, let's see if I can find one. On the major arcana, it has the constellation for the zodiac that is associated with that card. So in the Hierophant's case, that would be Taurus. And so that's what the Taurus constellation looks like. And I just love that. In the guidebook, it talks about how Astrology is really based on the elements, and if you're interested in learning more about the elemental associations with the tarot, I did write a blog post about it, and I'll link that in my description below. So that's the Zodiac Tarot. The most anticipated deck. The prompt is 2024, but right now I'm kind of on this slow buy kick. This deck, I could not wait to get my hands on it. This is the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. This is, I'm not sure what edition this is. This particular deck came out in 2018. I've had it since 2020, and I had to buy it from her website. I don't know that you can buy it anywhere else. It came from Canada, so if you remember 2020, there were a lot of issues with shipping, and so I felt like I had to wait an extra long time. So when I finally got my hands on it, oh my gosh. So the guidebook is just beautiful. Full illustration, full color. The cards, oh, I couldn't wait to get my hands on these cards. The back is beautiful. This is my first deck that had any kind of like colored edges. And I just loved the imagery. It was my first collage deck. It's got such a cosmic vibe. It had 3 extra cards. I believe Shadow Work, Moonchild, and a third one. And I just love the colors. And I should pull that out. That's probably one of my favorite cards for the Justice. And yeah, I would say there's a few cards that I'm not really fond of, but I think that's true with any deck. So that's the Moonchild Tarot. Alright, I'm going to say the Cosmic Tarot was my biggest disappointment. The Cosmic Tarot first came out, but US Games published it in, I think, 1998 or something like that. And I saw it comes in this little tuck box. I'd seen it on, it's an older deck, so I've seen it lots of places. And the images are so cool. There's so much movement in this deck. There's quite a few cards with people having like lights shooting out of their eyes. There's astrological elements that I love. All the court cards have indications about what sign and elements it represents. All the people, have such detailed facial features and expressions. There's just so much feeling in this deck. The color palette I love, with all these like muted colors, stars. I couldn't wait. I wanted to read with this deck so bad. This was the first deck I trimmed off the borders, and the first deck I edged it with like a black Sharpie. I made it this nice size. It fits in my hands really good. So the deck itself didn't disappoint me. It was exactly what I thought I was gonna get. However, I just didn't have the connection with it that I thought I would. So I never pull for it. And I'm just bummed. Bums me out. Okay, on to the next one. So number 5 was the biggest surprise. And I'm gonna shout out the Earth&Bone Oracle. This might be the only oracle of mine in this. I'd never seen this deck before. It is Rock Pool by Syrian Shadow. I was at the Barnes & Noble, and I was I mean, I was there to buy a book, but you can't help yourself, right? You're gonna walk past the spiritual aisle and see what tarot cards they have as well. And I saw this one and I thought, oh, I need this. So I bought it. And I'm so glad I did because I took it home and opened it up right away. And I just, oh, the edging, this beautiful teal. This deck has got the perfect balance, in my opinion, of masculine and feminine energy. So it's got this light and darkness to it, you know, the flowers and the skulls and the really like fiery skeleton energy. But then you also have some of these cards with, you know, this beautiful skeleton woman and with the long blue hair and I love the earth energy. I'm really drawn to cards with flowers and botanical and herbal elements, so this has it. But then the dark part of me loves skeletons and skulls and ugliness, and so it has that as well. Reading the guidebook, the entries are really thought-provoking, really good for journaling, and then it also has affirmations for each card too. So the author wanted this deck to be able to help you connect, quote, connect with your guides and uncover deep-rooted issues. So it's really good for shadow work, ancestor work. I'm really glad I picked it up. Oh, phew. Okay, so number 6 is the Moon Power Tarot. This deck I'm calling my deck crush. And I've been married for, 14 years now. I've dated my husband quite a few years before that. So I don't know, I haven't had a crush in a long time. But when I did have lots of crushes, I was younger, you know. So this deck takes me back to my youth. Let me show you the deck itself. It's by Charlie Quintero and Six Sad Girls. And I think there's multiple editions of this. I don't know which one I had. I believe I bought it off Etsy. I'm in love with the backs. As you can see, it's got the night sky, starry sky, all the things I love. Couldn't not have it as soon as I saw it. Has this beautiful gold edging. I remember when I got this deck, I was so giddy, like when you have a crush. I showed it to even my non-tarot friends, like, look at this deck, look at this deck. And oh my gosh, it just has this funky, youthful, chaotic energy. I mean, everyone's got like blue and green skin, and yeah, I just love it. I feel like the artwork just really evokes emotion, and it's fun. It's colorful, but yet, you know, it's got that black background, so all the colors pop. I love that card. Look at that card. What's that, the Ten of Cups? Yeah, she's just like vibing. So yeah, I would call this my deck crush. Doesn't that remind you? This card reminds me of Daria from the MTV cartoon back in the late 1990s, early 2000s. Doesn't she, with the hair and the look? Anyway, it's a fun deck. Love it. Your favorite tarot card. And how can you pick just one? I can't pick just one. So there's favorite tarot cards in general. I'm a Libra, so I love seeing a Justice card and seeing one that I love. So there's this one from the Cosmic Tarot. Then I have the Justice from the Moonchild Tarot. What's another? I love a Ten of Cups. There's just such happy energy I associate with this card. Ace of Swords is another card that when it's good, I love it. The moon, I used to pull the moon all the time, and I just have a connection to it. This is one card that I'm not really a fan of the Five of Wands, but I am of this Five of Wands. Look at that. The dark Saturn energy. Wow, it's powerful. These both are from the Moonchild as well. So the Hierophant, like, look at that. Another one I like is this Queen of Pentacles, which is from the Moonchld Tarot. She's just like, look at that look on her face. And I've never seen a Queen of Pentacles look so dark and ominous before. So I enjoy that. And the Three of Cups in general is a card that I like seeing all the depictions of. The Three of Cups typically just brings me so much joyous energy. It reminds me of me and my sisters. Usually there's 3 women on it, so I like that card. Moving on. A deck that makes me happy. I would have to say the Tarot of Mystical Moments by Catherine Wells Stein. And what do we know about this deck? It came out in 2020. It's by US Games. There was a Mystical Moments Oracle that I own, but I never felt that connected to. And I believe the tarot came out later. So when the tarot came out, I snatched it up, and I just used this all the time, especially in the spring and summer, or if I wanted cheery energy, because it makes me happy. It just takes me to another world. It has this secret garden vibe, and I just feel like I'm escaping whenever I use it. I like to take it out and pull a card and pull my journal out and just journal whatever the card inspires me to write, because it almost always does inspire me. I love this deck. It makes me happy. What can I say? Okay, so number 9, the most beautiful deck. Well, you can't have beauty without Venus, right? So I'm going to say that the Goddess of Love Tarot is my most beautiful deck. It is by Gabrielle Herstick. This is the back. I don't know. I kind of got a bend to it. It's fairly new. I believe it came out last year. I think it came out in 2023. Again, it's one of those where the guidebook doesn't fit in the box, so I have it in this little pouch. But anyway, it's just full of beautiful goddess imagery, flowers, pearls, goddesses from all different backgrounds, all different cultures. I love the red and pink throughout. Her guidebook is amazing. Like I said, she's an author, so each card has, I believe, a prompt, a journal prompt. And then the majors have a ritual, you can do it, and then they all have affirmations. So the guidebook and the cards are just really good practice all by themselves. It's based off of, kind of goes along with her book, Sacred Sex. I did a walkthrough of this. If you want to see every card, I'll link that down below. So the next prompt, number 10, is decks that I want. So I don't have this deck to show you. So the one that I want is the the Moonchild Shadow Edition by Danielle Noel. And I've seen comparison videos, and it's different than the Moonchild, but it's very similar. Some of the cards are the same. Box is, I think, like a dark purple or something. Do I want it? Yes. Do I need it? No. But that's the one that's on my mind currently. Okay, so number 11 is a deck that I haven't used but I want to work with, and that would be the Tattoo Tarot. Let's see, let's open it up. So I bought this because I thought, oh, this would be a great deck to read for men. I don't really do readings for people, so never really used it in that way. And I've just been kind of sitting on it. I typically use Rider-Waite-Smith decks. This one has a more Marseille pip style, but it's based off like Tattoo Flash, and I really love the aesthetic. I really like the, you know, cream background with these bold primary colors. Kind of reminds me of my husband. I don't have a lot of tattoos. I love Tattoo Flash and tattoo artwork and tattoos on other people, but I just never really wanted that many for myself. I have one tattoo that my best friend also has. We have best friend tattoos, and that's about it. I'm okay with that. I just can't commit, you know? That's permanent. So I would like to work with this just to kind of use a pip deck and just to get some use out of this deck. I just need to find the perfect use for it. So does anyone have this deck? Do you use it for a certain type of reading or a certain time of year? Let me know in the comments so maybe I can do the same. And then my favorite video that I made, I guess, in this prompt number 12. And I am pretty new to this tarot tube, or YouTube in general, but I did make a video on this deck, Maidens of the Wheel. I did like a walkthrough of it, and it's by Tammy Wampler, and I got it earlier this year. It's new to 2024, I believe. And I saw the artwork and I just knew I had to have it. I wanted to pair it with my Wildwood tarot, and I thought it would be good as a companion to doing like spring and fall equinoxes and winter and summer solstice readings, that kind of thing. Thought it would be a good study deck for learning about the goddesses within this deck and their mythology and just the artwork. Like, just to flip through it, wow, it's beautiful. And if you want to watch that video, I will link it down below. So thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed my mid-deck year review. Comment below with any questions, or if you have any of these decks, let me know. What is your favorite deck? Okay, bye until next time.